Hello, welcome to Madu. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilka empath, and I just like having these little talks and the way I feel about things, and I'm always feeling all kinds of ways. Many feelings at one time. Heck, that's all it is. That's all I found this human experience to be, is my soul freaking flutters in and out, going, why do they treat each other this way? Anyway, I was listening to a talk of Anastasia. She's pretty cool. She's doing a talk about Chiron. I know quite a bit about Chiron. I got Chiron in Aries in my 10th house in Western. And I believe it's Pisces and Vedic. Can't remember. Anyway, we're talking about Western right now. And Chiron represents... Chiron wasn't discovered until like 1977, from my understanding. And I don't think any facts are 100%. So I just talk in the ishness here in this too. Because ain't nothing 100% true, so I speak in the ish here. And Chiron wasn't discovered until 1977, but Chiron has existed, has always existed. That's what people are starting to realize, that time don't matter and time ain't real. Just because we didn't know about it didn't mean that Chiron wasn't out there freaking throwing around his energy. Like Cupid and his arrow, to freaking teach people lessons and just how to act right, be better people, be better humans, to balance your spirit and your body and your mind more, so that you can be balanced enough to freaking just not be a dick to people. It ain't rocket science. And Chiron in Aries represents the wounded warrior, and he was abandoned when he was a child. And I was like, my story, how it fits into my story is, I was always told, and I've repeated this story several times, and nobody's bothered to correct me, so this is as it stands, I guess, And when I was born in San Bernardino, so technically I always say I'm a L alien, and on the 34th parallel down there, and Mom, they did at the same time they took half of one of her ovaries and left the other. It's just stupid freaking human mutilation, freaking nonsense. They just sterilized her is what they did. And so I was born my parents were divorced. I didn't find out till years later either. So I didn't meet my dad until I was probably a week older. So I think he came down to see where we were, and met me, saw me, and I didn't meet Mom until like day 3 of this earth, right? So now I was born cesarean. I was only 6 pounds 4 ounces. I was a little tiny thing called Addison's disease. When the mother is under a great deal of duress, it draws on the fetus. And so, I'm just like, here, take all of me. I love you, I love you, I love you for your nourishment. And it's made me a little bit. That's a lot of my sensitivity is from that, because I'm in tuned, I'm dialed in, I vibe at a higher frequency than most people. And and I just think it's so interesting about how Chiron, represents how he was in. And Mom didn't mean to be incapacitated. It wasn't her, desire to not meet me until day 3 and stuff, But Chiron represents, his parents abandoned him when he was a young child. So I was like, I can relate to that, people always talk about how significant it is to. I just look at parents, because my parents have never understood me. I got a lot of that when I was growing up. They just, and I'm an empath, I know, and they would, they try to say the words that they thought I needed, they just didn't understand me. Say things and stuff like that, and so it's not just like significant relationships don't understand me, because I'm looking at things for such a high perspective, from a spiritual place, from a heart-based place, and a lot of people don't know how to do that because they're so earthbound that if it doesn't feel good, then unless it feels good, then everything for you has to feel good, and we're freaking having a human experience, our spirits are, but freaking humanity is ugly and it's gross and it's painful. It's a very painful thing. Evolution isn't all, it ain't all love and light, and I really am skeptical of anyone who is just so freaking blissed out in love and light all the time, because it's just like, dude, there is plenty of darkness, and just for people to avoid that and ignore it doesn't keep it from happening. As a matter of fact, kind of makes me question what they're doing in their behind their closed doors, you know. And so, I was just really interested in about that talk in Chiron. I'm like, I can identify that, and I know that there are other people that have placements like this. You know, I know there's people. I haven't had the worst freaking. I mean, I've had a lot of traumatic things happen to me. The thing is, you know, and trauma is trauma, and that's the thing is people need to identify is that we have a physical body and we have an energetic body. You know, body and spirit, and our spirit remembers every vibrational frequency that it's ever experienced. It's like memory smells, taste smells, things like that. Our spirit's it's our tuning. It's our spirit is our connection. If we get quiet and listen to it, to every answer that every question, it's the answer to every question that's ever been asked. If you want to know, that's what it is. It's just all information, data, truth, lies. It's every color on the color wheel. Our spirits are supposed to come here and incarnate and learn its lessons from being a jerk, you know. And I think my past life, I think I was a male, because in this incarnation, I have more in my chart placements. I'm Aries Sun. I have more male masculine energy, you know. So for the first time, I had to get grounded. You know, I was a total tomboy. It's because I'd always, last past life, I was a dude. So in this one, I'm just like, what is this? I felt like the dude and the chicken switched. It was a movie that was in the early 90s. Ellen Barkin, I think, was in it. Is that what her name was? Anyway, and she freaking was a jerk and got reincarnated and came back as a woman, you know, and had to deal with all the freaking misogynistic pigs that she was, you know. And that's what karma is. You know, and so, and I freaking, you know, I had terrible things as a female happen to me. I mean, I was, I speak in matters of facts here. I don't put any emotional vibration on unless I feel it and I let it pass through, you know, but they're mine. People don't need to put their emotions onto my story, because it's just my story, you know what I mean? And it's my story is like so many other people's. I'm not the only little girl that was raped when I was a baby, less than a year old. It's happened to a lot of babies, you know. People just don't talk about it, but the physical, the energy body of these that happened to us, if for girls like me, it remembers it. So some of them, like me, I knew that when I was freaking like 3 years old that I thought women were prettier than dudes, you know. And so I've freaking known for a very, very long time that I was a lesbian before I even knew that there was a word for lesbian. I knew that I liked women, even though society had always said that that was wrong. I've always lived from my spirit. Let my spirit guide me. And when I was, you know, I grew up next to Mount Shasta. I've known since I was 15 that Mount Shasta is the Earth's first chakra, which brought me into the knowing and awareness of chakras. So I've always studied these spiritual practices that have gotten me closer to being connected to all things divine and bad, you know. And I've had the ugly experiences that I've had in life, because now more and more people, their vibrational frequency, they're remembering, they're tuning into things that have happening to them, and they're trying to freaking emotionally handle it. And what they need to understand is you can do that in a kind of constructive way, and not let it debilitate you and ruin you for all relationships with all things. Now, I don't have a lot of close interpersonal relationship at this point. It's not from lack of effort. It's also my astrology. The last couple years, I've learned to come within, because I just used to fill my life with people, parties, places, things, because I felt so empty inside. And a couple years ago, I moved out to Oregon. My life circumstances changed. It gave me an opportunity to get quiet so I can hear myself, or hear spirit more. And that's what I've learned to do. And, you know, I was looking up some words today, because I'm like, man, I just get cantankerous. But I don't like the word aggressive, because that leads to being violent, and I'm not a violent person. And then I looked at confrontational, and that also implies hostility, and I'm not a violent person. And I was like, argumentative. That I am. I just, when I see something that's nonsense, you know, I call it out. And anyway, a lot of times, I don't know. And that's just stupid things like, you know, anyway, I don't need to get into that. Doesn't even matter. But my point is that people are dialing in because the freaking, you know, the frequency of the planet's changing, everything's raising. So, you know, there ain't a whole lot of difference between the vibration of love and vibration of hate. It's the intent people put on it, behind it. It's the heart space. You know, you can I mean, it's the same vibration, but it's just, you're just telling, I love it. Love is and hate are a very, very close vibration. So that's why there's crimes of passion. So, anyway, that's about all I got for now. I just thought it was interesting how I was listening to the chart today, and I was like, that's how it works in my life, and that's what astrology is. It tells you a storyline, and then you just see if it fits into your life, you know. So, and there's a lot more in the sun sign. You gotta look at, you know, moon. I identify more with my moon sign because I'm Scorpio moon and Vedic and Western too. So, all in all, today was a good day. I'll take it for a win. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.